bloody fast standing still, doesn't it?
Yeah, so we're on the lookout for some more props, but if anyone's got anything they don't need or they were willing to sell.
We had the parts back from machining for the modified steering tie bar. Our original design concept changed once Rick Arneson reached out to us after he saw our video. He suggested a better design. Here's Gary welding up the mounts.
So here's the plates that were machined and Gary's welded on the stub axle. So this is original and this is original. These will be machined.
I'm now just grinding the welds down flat on the back where they mount to the Arneson drives. That's better.
Okay, with a bit of grinding and fiddling, we put it together here on the bench.
When we offered the plates up to the drives, we noticed that unfortunately a miscalculation had been made in the hole spacings. We thought that if we drilled it out by a couple of mil, that should solve the problem.
Had to enlarge some of the holes because a slight error was made in the measurements. So that's the plates on after a bit of drilling. All looking good there. 6 will be enough to hold this down. I blunted the drill bit so I can't drill any more holes. And the bench grinder is too crap for my low skill level of sharpening drills.
The bottom end and big end bolts all torqued and checked for the correct stretch. It was time to bolt on the sump.
Heard the joke about how many Cornishmen it takes to change a light bulb.
Yeah, none, because they don't like change.
So we're back in the front of the boat again. She's all dried up. One of the jobs today is to unroute this antenna cable because we're putting a new one in. Because we'll go back to that bulkhead over there. James B is working underneath the control panel. So we're in the cockpit with James B now.
In the last race we had a couple of electrical connections come loose. What we're doing is just making sure that every electrical connection, and there's a lot of them, is secure with some torque lock. So just a little bit of paint that will go around the screw head and bond it to something solid nearby so it can't come loose. And if it does come loose, we've done it in such a way that it's really obvious straight away.
James M has just had to rethread all the exhaust header bolts on the port inner bank, as well as replace the steering pump and reroute the hoses as we were having steering issues on the last race. As you can see, Dev has done a great job in cleaning out the bilges in the engine bay.
You've got the engine ready to lift in.
And once again, it's time for the all too familiar procedure of lifting and installing the engine. The final bit requires a lot of patience and communication to get it aligned correctly with the bolt holes.
it's weird. I don't know how we managed it, but we managed to put one mount behind one.
What it's doing is that curves over and there's a tag on it as well, which
Here we are installing the props. They've just come back from being repaired at Teambridge Propellers.
Putting the props on. Props on.
Right, just fire that pump up for a second, Dave, just primer.
Yeah. That's enough?
We're running the engine up to set the timing, get that correct and do other checks. With all the jobs done, the weather looking good, and the tide was correct, it was time to take Double Trouble down to Cockwells on Penryn River and take her out in the bay for testing. Just like everything else with offshore powerboats, launching isn't simple. She can't just be directly launched off the trailer and has to be lifted in via travel lift or crane.
It looks bloody fast standing still, doesn't it?
It does look awesome.
We're on the slings. Oh, stand still. Yeah, basically. There's another one there.
Yeah, it seems to be like a bit on the top.
Funny because when we got last race, we hit one wave, and I thought the front of the boat would come up, but it was just like a shock wave. Maybe there must be a flex wave to do that.
Kevlar boat, isn't it?
Yeah.
But that's been there a while, and it seems to, when you feel it, it seems to be the skin.
Yeah. That's been fixed before though.
Oh yeah. It looks
fine.
With everything checked and looking good, it was time to head out of the harbour limits and put the hammers down.
lovely light. Now for the tricky part, trying to get this beast back in the slims.
Yeah, great test. Perfect. Really nice day. Sun was out. Lovely. I think everyone enjoyed it. Didn't have to touch anything with a spanner. Just took it out for a couple of miles and then had a look round. Everything was good. Bit bumpy out there in places, but we had it up like 120 and no problems. Everything was good. Tom's driving really well. He's getting to grips with it. I think doing that cows torquey cows, we've got a lot of seat time, and it's definitely made a difference. You can see when we get in the cockpit there, it's really coming together. So great, because it's been a few hard weeks. We've had engine rebuild to do. This one's had to have checks, you know, all the norms, clearance checks, oil change, everything else. Cameras worked well, live stream was working good. Couldn't ask for more. I'm quite tired. Ready for the race in Lymington next week.
Right, and obviously happy with the modifications on the stern. Props felt fine.
Yeah, the boat sounded a bit different, which sort of had us a bit concerned a couple of times. We were, you know, Tom was, you know, where we've had a few problems over this season, you just get super sensitive to any different vibrations or feelings in the boat and shut down early. So Tom thought he felt something not right, so we just shut everything down and then went through our checks and everything was fine. I think just the way it's now braced nearer the propellers, and it's a really nice tight bracing system, but I think it just created a different resonance through the boat. Everything looks great there. Boat was handling well. Couldn't ask for more. It was all good.
All right, good result for the end of a few long weeks.
Yeah, everyone's worked really hard, but just fantastic team. I think everyone's enjoyed it as well. I mean, we've had a great day out. It's all part of having really good fun racing around in a boat. I think it doesn't get better. Hi everyone, back in the workshop, having a good tidy up today. So testing yesterday went really well. No problems. Didn't have to get a spanner out. Just checked it all through. Everything was great. Just checking over bits and pieces. Tie bar stuff that we done on the drives. We're going to have a look. So that's all checked out good. We got video down on there, so we were looking at how that was performing. Everything was great there. And the props got damaged before, so we had those repaired at a specialist, but they haven't done so well after the test, which is a bit of a shame, because they are the only set we've got. So as you can see there, cracks coming up. There we go, cracks there. This one, cracks on there. Couple of smaller ones just starting here on this one, but not great because they're the only set. This one actually, I've cleaned it off. This was the worst one. You can actually, it's pretty bad there, and you can probably just about hear my nail digging on that. It sounds a bit dull compared with the one that's not broken. Yeah, so we're on the lookout for some more props. You can probably borrow some for the race. I've had a couple of ring around, see if someone's got something we can use. But if anyone's got anything they don't need or they were willing to sell, we are looking for some round about 17.5 inch diameter, 37 inch pitch. We can go up or down a bit because we can change gearings. These are rated at 900 horsepower, so we'd probably be better with something slightly better, higher than that. And these are 15-degree rake, but we could run slightly different rake and see how it goes. But yeah, if anyone's got a pair of contra-rotating race props up for sale, give us a bell and or send us a message on there. Might help us out.